Oh, hello, you lot. I've got this other starter box here, this Kyosho one. So I'm just going to do some modifications to it to try and, well, not to try, to make it work. Because typically I had batteries for a starter box. They had the old Tamiyas on, you know, and I thought to myself, I'm not going to need them no more. So what I've done was chop the ends off, and I put these XT60s on all of my batteries. They're all XT60, because in that way, if everything's on one, it's just easier, and it means I can use batteries on everything, because the way it was, I had XT60s on my cars, and these batteries, for example, I couldn't use on the car. I could only use in a starter box because of the way the connection. I did have some adapters and things and everything like that, but I thought, you know, fuck it, let's just that needs to be. See, this battery here I bought from a certain shop. I'm not going to say which shop. Those of you that watched another video will know what shop I bought this from, and it's been faulty all the time. They said it's because of the servos in the car, but the thing is, it was open circuit when I got it. It won't charge, and they won't do anything about it. And they just said, oh, you know, the car you've got it in it's not for the car you're putting it in. The servos won't take the servos, but it doesn't explain why it won't charge. You know what I mean? It just is open circuit. So I'm keeping it because I'm determined I'm going to go to Overlander themselves and see if they replace it, because the shop I bought it from, they're not interested. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is chop these off, put XT60s females on here, then that way I can use any one of my only two of my batteries in here whenever I want. And this starter box is going to be for that Techno buggy, and the other starter box is going to be for the S-Works buggy. The reason why I can't use, well, I can, but I'm not going to use one starter box for both buggies, because they're both very different shapes, and obviously, you know, I have it set up for the shape of that one buggy, and to me it's a pain trying to get them all. So I'm going to make use of both starter boxes. Techno, other one's S-Works. That way it's just easier. I don't like starter boxes as it is. I think they're a pain in the bloody arse. But you just got to make do, and you know, sometimes you can't always have everything how you want it. I was thinking about putting the pull start on that Techno buggy, because it comes with a pull start. I might do in the summer, but now I really can't be bothered. It's too cold to be fanning around with little screws like that. So get the soldering iron on, get the old females on here, then the males can go bloop bloop, and that'll be days. And we'll have a working starter box for the Techno buggy. Right, bloody hell, it's the afternoon now. Went out this morning, made a video on all the tuning and everything. So we tuned the old MP9, done the tuning video. If you want to see that, you've probably already seen it. It's probably gone up before this one. Anyway, I got this finally soldered together. I put them connections on there so I can use any one of my batteries now. So we should, hopefully, yes, got another working starter box. Let's put these in there, give them a charge up, and make sure that it's actually, and then I'll put all the little things on there, and I'll make sure that it's all going to work properly with that Techno buggy. Happy days. Righto, you lot. So I'm just having a little play around. It's the evening now. It's the evening time. I'm having a little play around to see what I need to gather up over the next few weeks in order to get this Techno buggy, you know, operational, so I can actually go and give it a go. So I've taken the cover off there. I need to obviously get a receiver, that goes without saying. I've had this cover off, and I've realised that a hump pack would fit in there nicely, so I have stuck a hump pack in there. I should have shown you, but there's a hump pack in there, a brand new hump pack that I had as a spare, 6 volt, and I thought to myself, let's just double check, because I'm pretty sure these servos, they're 6 volt, but I looked them up and they're definitely 6 volt. They're not high voltage ones, because if they were high voltage servos, I was gonna get a LiPo, you know, to put in them, but they're not. They're only 6 volt servos, and they're, you know, they're metal geared and that, but they're low voltage servos, which is perfect because it means it saves me some money, and it means I haven't got to go and buy a LiPo, which is good. So got a battery in now. I've got to go and get a receiver, but that's pretty much all I need now. I've got a switch already in it, which is brilliant. So that's what I'm doing, just seeing what I need to actually get it going. I've got that starter box all right. It's a little bit, it's not the best. Well, no, it's a good starter box. I didn't mean it like that. I meant it's the fitment for that buggy on here is not the best. I can't actually, I need the little things that come out and then bring it out a bit further, because these furthest ones are not quite far enough, and the engine, the flywheel is about here, and I need to bring it further this way, but with these I can't go any further this way, so I haven't got them on. I've only got the front ones on, so it kind of holds the front in place, but the back kind of scoots around a bit. But that's all right. It just means I'll have to hold it in place to start it up, and but you know, it still worked perfectly well. So this Kyosho starter box is actually coming. Is actually going to be oh, I disconnected the battery. It's actually going to be very, very handy. I've been doing a bit of cleaning up. These are all the little, oh bloody hell, these are all the screws and cable, what do you call them, cable clip things. They're all on the floor, and all the little nooks and crannies around there. I've been sweeping things up, and I've been having a proper tidy up, because oh, well, I just don't like mess, so I was having a bit of a tidy up, and that's what I've managed to find so far. And check this out, I've got this old gas bottle. This gas bottle's had gas in it since the bloody, oh, it's just 1970s. It's an ancient gas bottle, and it's still about half full. So I got this old heater that I've had around the back of the shed now for bloody donkey's years. And my dad gave it to me, well, about 15 years ago. You know, it's a good little heater. It's a space heater. It's meant for, like, if you're painting rooms and things. You know, you paint your room, you put that in the middle there, you light it up, and poof, it'll dry your room out in no time. Good bit of kit. But it's been around the back of the shed now. I used it about 10 years ago to heat this garage up, and it does well. All the spiders come down from the ceiling because it gets too hot. But then I put it down around the back of the shed, and I thought to myself, you know what, we've already gone past the coldest part of the year now, really. We're starting to warm up now, but I thought, let's crack that out. I look it up to this gas bottle, because I did have this gas bottle. I had this blowtorch on it, which was handy for heating up nitro engines and whatever else now and again. But the old pipes begin to perish, and I was using it the other day, and all of a sudden the flame started coming out the side of the pipe. So I thought, well, I better put a new bit of pipe on that. So I decided to hook up the old heater to this gas bottle here, and now I've got heat. Obviously it's not on now. I've had it on to test it, and it works very, very well. There was some sort of lizard or whatever it was that popped out of there and fried away, but that's alright. Put that in the bin. So very nice. Now I've got a bit of a heater, as long as that gas lasts. I think there's about half full in there, that gas. So, you know, I've got a butane one of them, but that's a different regulator, so I've only got the propane regulator. So at least I've got heating now, even though we're starting to warm up a little bit. I've got these, I found, when I was having a clear up, I found these little L brackets. Got a few of them, look. So what I'm going to do in a minute, not yet, is I'm going to make a better engine stand for when I do the engine testing, you know. I've got a few engines on the way in the old post. I need a stand to put them on so I can test. Usually I just clamp them in the vise, but I don't like clamping them in the vise, because when you clamp a block, you're putting pressure on the block, and I don't want to crack any blocks. So I decided to make an engine stand for putting nitro engines on. The last time I'd done it, I just wedged a few screws in there and jammed it in there, and it was alright. That's when I'd done that 30 VG engine. But what I decided to do now is make it a bit, because it's a bit wobbly, see. So I'm going to put them on there like that, use the screws, and we'll have it properly screwed on there, so that'll be proper sturdy. One of them either side, and straighten that up. Probably put one on the middle there, and that'll be nice. And they'll have a nice engine stand to just screw the engines in. Fuel tank there. I was going to get a longer piece of wood out of there and screw the tank onto that, but laziness kicked in, and I thought I'll leave that. The nitro tank can just stay there, cable tied to the vise. Very nice. So I'll probably do that in a minute. I've got this this receiver pack that I got, this receiver battery here that I got for the other one. I think it would be perfectly adequate. A lot of people said it wouldn't, but I think it would be perfectly adequate. The trouble is the battery itself doesn't appear to be any good. But you know what puts me off using LiPos for receiver batteries is the way you have to look after them, isn't it? You know, everyone knows with a LiPo, when you're not using it, you have to put it on the storage charge and all of that. But I don't know about you, but me, when I got a nitro car, the last thing I want to do, the ease of nitro cars is the fact that you don't have to do any maintenance, really. The nitro cars are very low maintenance. everybody seems to think that nitro cars take a lot of maintenance and electric cars take little maintenance, but that is, in my opinion, it's wrong. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. It's the other way round. Electric cars take a lot more maintenance and preparation than nitro cars do. I mean, put it this way. With a nitro car, right, normally you've got 6 volts, yeah, so you've got a nickel metal hydride battery in there, or you might have some AAs, depending on what you use. All you've got to do, when you want to go out, say you want to go out, you can leave them charged up. You can leave them. They're already charged, you just make sure they're charged, you leave them charged, yeah? So all you've got to do is pick your car up, stick a bit of nitro in it. Obviously, you've got to charge your glow starter, it goes without saying. Stick your glow starter in it, but if you've got a pull start it up, away you go. If you've got a starter box, you've got to charge them batteries. One more thing to do, but still less maintenance. And they're all nickel metal hydrate, so you've got no fanning around storage charging and discharging and all that rubbish. You can just leave them charged up, start her up, and away you go. You know what I mean? So there's a lot less maintenance with a nitro car. But with an electric car, you've got your LiPo batteries. You want to go out, you've got to charge them up, because if you're looking after them properly, they should be in a storage charge. So you had to wait an hour or two for them to charge up. And then you've gone out and you've used them, and then you come home again. Now you've got to put them on a storage charge, and you've got to put them somewhere where you can see them, because you can't leave them unattended, because they could explode and catch fire. So now you've got to put them on a storage charge. You put them on a storage charge, you put them in a cupboard or wherever you put them, in a box, and then maybe 2 days down the line, you decide, I think I've got 10 minutes, I'll go and spend 10 minutes and have a little go of the RC cars. Hold on a minute, I've got to charge the batteries up, that'll take about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Oh well. Do you know what I mean? With a nitro car, no lipos, nothing like that. You've got 10 minutes, it takes 2 minutes to get it out wherever you're going. No, say you've got 10 minutes spare, and you just chuck it in the boot of your car, go where you've got 10 minutes, have a blast around, chuck it back in the car. You ain't got to worry about no discharges, no storage charges, no rubbish. So getting back to my point is, using a LiPo as a receiver battery for your high voltage servos, it puts me off, because it means now that every time, not with this one, but with the S-Works, where I've decided to go high voltage, it means every time I want to have a go of it, I've got to get the receiver battery, I've got to put it on charge. Then I can put it in there, and then I can go out and use it. When I come home, of course it won't be discharged very much using servos, so I've got to take it out again, put it on the charger, put it into a storage charger, because the chances are I won't be using it for another week. So then it's just a lot of faffing around, man. I think I'm quite tempted to put it back to, well, not put it back, I mean them servos will do 6 volts. I'm quite tempted just to get a 6 volt battery and be done with it, and get rid of lipos altogether, because I think they're a bit of a pain in the bottom. Put your comments in the comment section, because I always love reading your comments. This is great fun, to read people's comments. It's interesting. I've got a hair on the end of my nose, I can see it flapping around. It's quite annoying. I don't know if it's growing there or if it's just stuck there, but it's always interesting to read your comments, what you lot have got to say, whether it's good or bad, Generally, a lot of it's quite good stuff, but even the bad stuff's still fun to read. So, and by the way, I know some of you are going to point it out. A lot of people that use the buggies I'm talking about, for example, the S-Works buggy and that, I know they're racing, and I know that they don't care for, they've got plenty of time. I understand that. They want performance. They don't care about whether they've got a discharge or charge a battery. I understand that, but I'm talking about general people like myself. I think it's a bad choice to go for using lipos as receiver batteries, or even transmitter batteries. I mean, bloody hell, you can get a lipo to put in your transmitter, but surely that's stupid, because that means every time a transmitter doesn't use hardly any electric, so you got to charge it up, then go out, then come back, discharge it, storage charge. Oh, what a bloody mess. Just carry on using AA batteries. You can put them in there, use them, they go flat, put more in. Happy days. Anyway, I'll catch you lot on the next one. All the best. Treat each other equally. Love life. And I'll catch you later on. All the best.